Okay, what is up, everyone? My name is Max Curry, and I'm the creator of Death Cassette Games. In our last video, we set up a simple health pickup, and in this video, we're going to change it a little bit. Add some particle systems to it, maybe increase our material. We're really just going to focus on making it cool, I guess? I don't know. Roll the intro. Alright guys, we are in UE, or Unreal Engine. We're in edition 5.3, and if you've been following along, you might recognize this sandbox world that we've built to test our systems as we develop them. You can see all of the collisions that we've made to interact with our environment, get some damage, climb a ladder, move into the background, and then this little guy right here is the health pickup that we created last time. Go ahead and play real quick. So if you remember last time, we set up this nice little bounce to it. I did increase the height of it. It felt a little too close to the floor. But what we're going to do this time is we're going to make it glow. And I kind of want to make it look like it's dripping. So we're going to use the Niagara Particle System for that. So let's get into it. All right. So let's just start. We're going to right click. We're going to do new Niagara system. We're going to do new system from selected emitters. Click next. I'm going to start with a fountain. And I click the plus sign and finish. We're going to name it. We're just going to call it Health Drip. All right. Looks good. If you don't know about the particle systems in UE, I would highly recommend checking out Prismica Dev on YouTube. He's got a lot of really great videos. He's got a whole series going over the particle emitters, as well as a whole series on 5-minute materials where he goes through basically everything in the material graph. And he's developing a beautiful game, so I would highly recommend it. But what I'm doing here, so we've already got our fountain that you can see up here. And so we're going to mess with this a little bit. So first thing, I don't want a sprite. I want a mesh. So we're going to get a mesh. And we're going to change our mesh to a sphere. It's going to look really weird, but we're doing it anyway. See, look at that. Just massive globs. We're going to fix that, but first let's start with our spawn rate. I don't want it to spawn that often, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop that down to 10. And then spawn probability, I don't want it to be consistent all the time, so I'm going to drop that percentile down so it's kind of random. It's not really random, it's based off of a percent, but anyway, initialize particle, I'm going to increase this to 10. So the life cycle is going to be about 10 seconds. And there's a reason for that, because I kind of want the drip to pool underneath the health thing. So I want the meshes to live for a little while. Then what we want to do is we're going to set the mesh scale mode. I want to set this to uniform. And that should do it for initialize particle. And then what we want to do is we're going to add velocity. This is just too much. I'm going to set this to 1, and I'm going to set the maximum to 3. I think that's probably good. Now, it might look a little weird right now because, like I said, the mesh is still gigantic, and that's okay. So now that we've done that, I'm going to mess with the gravity because I want it to feel like it's dripping. So I put that at -75, and again, with the large mesh, it feels really weird. So now what we want to do is add a scale mesh size. Add that in there. And then on this, we click this down arrow over here, and I'm going to add a curve. So I'm going to select all of that right there, and I'm gonna set this value down really low. So we're gonna go with like 0.02. Now you can't really see it; it's there. I can zoom in. They're really small, and that's okay because we're gonna fix. It's gonna be good. Now that we've got that in, let's add in a scale mesh size by speed. We're going to set this down to like 10, and then I'm going to set this to 0.5, and we're going to set this one to 0.5, and we're going to leave this at 1. Now on our mesh, I want to change the facing mode to velocity. So can't really see it in here. It's a little hard to get focused on, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. I think that's it for our particle system for now. I do want to enable material overrides, and then I'm going to add a material, and let's add our health material that we created last time. Yeah, now we got nice little red dots. Nice little droplets. Yeah, good. All right, compile, save, just to be sure. And let's open up this blueprint for our health pickup. Go back into our viewport. And what I'm going to do here is you want to add a Niagara particle system, or a particle component. I'm going to slave it to the cube. Let's just lift it up right into the center of the cube. Should be good. And now we go over here into our details panel, and we can pick our asset, and we're just going to grab health drip right there. And look at that. Already dripping. Pretty neat. All right. Let's go back in here. Let's add our collision, because we're going to need it. So right now it's set up to calculate off of a sprite, but we're using a mesh. So we're going to change this. And we're going to put this at 6. Should be fine. And I'm going to set the friction to 0. And then I want to change this to world static. File and save. All right. Now let's open up our material. So I want this to glow, so I need an emissive color. So I'm just going to duplicate this color that we've got here for our base. And now I can't just plug it straight into the emissive color. I mean, I can. It's just not going to do what I need it to. I really want this to be bright, so what I need is a multiply. And we're going to put a big number like 200 on there. You can go even higher depending on what kind of results you want, and we're just going to plug that in. Now it looks kind of like a glowing orange ball. Not super happy with the orange, but I think that'll be fine for now. I can mess with those settings later. You can obviously change these however you want, but remember that with an emissive color like this, if you're trying to get a glow, it's going to alter it because it is now a light source. Anyway, now that that's applied, we can go back into our world, and look at that. We'll hit play real quick just so you can see it in action. And there you go. I got kind of a funky little glitch going on with the particle system, but I actually kind of like it. It's not bad, especially for the effect of this. Not super happy about that bounce. Let's see if we can fix that. Our collision and our bounce, we've got that set to 6. Let's lower that to 2.2. Sorry. And that should do it. Yeah. It's pretty good. All right, guys. That's all I've got for this one. We'll see you in the next one. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at DeathCassetteGames. Cheers.